Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, December the 7th. And if you were trading today, it was kind of a disappointing day, honestly, after, we've had a wild west week the last couple weeks, couple months, really this whole year, but specifically lately it's been really crazy. Today was pretty calm. Let's get this out of the way. And I'm looking at the ES here, which is the futures of the SPX, S&P 500. I like to focus on that because it gives us the broad representation of the overall market. So trading the S&P 500, trading the Nasdaq, trading the Russell 2000, things like that. To me, make more sense at this point in time than trying to pick individual names. So I'm looking here at the S&P or the ES, and what you see is the light gray area is the overnight session. This is the cash session. This is yesterday, overnight, this is today. So we started out with a bang. We've got a voodoo skyline right there, snow line right there. Popped up right into, that's another voodoo line right there. It's kind of crazy how those things work. Right up into it and then failed. We did go through at that time. We were kind of chopping all over this all day. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Then we kind of worked our way up. And at this point, for today, I thought, we'd probably come back up here, maybe take out these highs and go higher. It would make sense. And of course, we'd stopped, in our tracks there and went back down here. And then the rest of the day, we just kind of chopped around our snow line there. So pretty uneventful day in the grand scheme of things compared to, let's do a 3-day. This is Wednesday, so we'll look back to Monday. And as you can see, this was Monday when Monday right here, this overnight session, we opened here and then, fell, bounced up, and we just fell all day long. Got a little tiny bounce at the at the close, and then the overnight session, chop, chop, chop. You see our skyline, that blue line is a skyline. We're chopping around that. And then Tuesday, ding, 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 free fall, all day long. So this has been quite the crazy market to try to trade. If you get on the right side, it can be very profitable. It's hard to be on the right side for more than, say, a couple of hours, honestly. So if you're scalping this stuff, yeah, it can absolutely work and everything's great. But other than that, it's pretty tough. So therefore, I have been trading very few positions and just kind of waiting and watching more than anything else. I think that kind of makes sense here until we get a little more clarity. And I think we get more clarity. Let me go ahead and show you what I think is going to happen out here. So today is December the 7th. I want to give a shout out to all the veterans out there and thank you. My wife and I both come from military families. So December 7th is if you haven't read the history, you should go back and check it out. It's a big day, right? Day that will live in infamy from President Roosevelt, right? Anyway, so Friday on the 9th, tomorrow we have jobless claims. That could be a big deal. Friday we have PPI. Next Tuesday we have CPI, big deal. Next Wednesday we have Fed meeting. So in the next week we got a lot of big data points coming out, and then it's going to come to a head with the Fed talking, whatever they're going to do. So I think that puts us in a position to go either much higher or much lower from here. And let me show you, let me take this out. We'll look at these charts one more time. Look at this. This is that's a 10-day chart. I mean, how crazy is this? We're straight up, we're straight down, straight up. This is when Powell made his comments, I'll leave it at that. It wasn't a Fed meeting or anything. It was just some comments he made. Back up to our Voodoo Fire line. That's the strongest line. We did kind of tag that line right there. And then since then, we've just basically been free falling, the tennis ball going down the stairs kind of thing, or the waterfall effect. But look at this on a 1-year chart. As you can see, all-time high, and connect the dots. 4,800, down, down, down. That red line is our fire line I was telling you about right there. So from here, if we come in with some lower CPI numbers, meaning inflation is actually trailing down, that will be good for the market, good for the Fed not doing too much, and we go like this. If we come in with a hot number, meaning inflation is higher, the Fed's going to have to raise rates more and all that kind of stuff. We're going down, and we may go down big. We'll probably take that out. Lots of other things going on, Russia, Ukraine, all that kind of stuff. We're clearly in an overall downtrend. But at the same time, don't go shorting this thing until we get past CPI next week in the Fed, because if the numbers come in, the market's forward looking. So if the numbers come in a little bit better, it's just like an earnings report. We have what's the expected number, and if it comes in a little bit better than that, then, boom, we could go higher and a lot higher too. So be very careful with that. Other than that, there's really not a lot to do. Here's a 5-year chart. It's pretty clear here looking at this. That's our trend. It will break, and at some point it'll turn up, and we'll start doing this again. Oops, can't draw a straight line like this. This is easy to trade. This is very hard to trade, because this is buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. This, I like to say, there's no pattern here, and this is the Charlie Brown kind of trade on the way down here. It's been it's been a good year. I'm up pretty nicely on the year, but it's not been easy at all. So got to be careful. Anyway, that's really all I've got. I don't have any trade suggestions or even things to look out for other than next week as far as data points. Normally we would say, okay, let's watch out. Let's look at try to get long in Tesla or Amazon or Costco or Home Depot or whatever. Don't have any of that right now. I'm watching this. I'm trying to trade the S&P on a very short-term basis and kind of watching and waiting. Now, tune in next week, a week from now, because we will know it'll be the 14th, and we'll already know what the Fed's going to do and all that kind of stuff. And I can give you some pointers as far as where to position for the end of the year. So we may be positioning, much higher or much lower. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. I hope it helps. Hope it makes sense. And be careful out there. And if you want to join us in the trading rooms, of course, come to Simpler, come in the main room, come in. I have my own personal room. It's called Bias Trading Room. We've been trading in there for right at 10 years in that room, and we've had very good success. We haven't had a down year ever in the last 10 years, so it's doing pretty good. And come in there and see how we do it. So with that, let me wind it up. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me